Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I've had a bit of a love and hate relationship with this sim, but we're back. And a lot of things have changed. I'm actually not sure where to start. Well, maybe we start with what's in front of us. Some of you might recognize this plane. This is Black Square's TBM 850. Not yet officially supported in MSFS 2024, but a couple of smart guys over at the community figured out how to import it from 2020 into 2024. So I'll leave the link in the video description on how to make that work in case you haven't seen that yet. But it works mostly fine. I'm using a custom livery with a custom tail number. And thankfully, because I'm in Sim Update 1 beta, the tail number is working now. The custom tail number you put in the main menu actually sticks, so we are November 851 Charlie Lima. It's a bit buggy at the moment. It's red in font. It should be black, but I'll take it. It's close enough, right? Anyway, this plane is beautiful with all the interactions. You might have seen it in other videos. A very famous add-on. Let's go inside. And maybe let's close this door before we get started. First we climb that up and then we close the door. Beautiful. Okay, good. So we are actually today in Genoa in Italy. We'll be making our way to France in Nice. So we'll be crossing countries. And I like that because we're actually using an ATC. BeyondATC to be exact. That's why we have traffic. I've bought this as well. And I've been enjoying it as my go-to ATC for IFR flights. Because it's, the traffic integration is very nice. So let's go and test that together. Good. And yeah, I like it because it has an option where it kind of synchronizes the voice based on where you are. So because we're in Italy, the AI voices are Italian, and that as we cross over to France, then it will be French. It does make it a lot harder for me to understand with the accents, but immersion-wise, it's great. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and start this plane. I'm not going to follow the full checklist for the sake of time. It's not the best practice, but it is an expedited practice, maybe you could say. I hope that doesn't bite me later with some failures, because this plane does have failures involved. Okay, let me show you the flight plan first and foremost. Here we go, Navigraph. Okay, close that up. So this is the flight today. Genoa here at the upper right. Then we'll be heading southwest towards Nice in France. We'll be flying over some nice mountains with some coastal cities in here. Looking forward to seeing how that looks. And we also have departures and arrival procedure. So this is the full-blown IFR flight. We'll see how that goes, okay? Anyway, let's go ahead and open the SimBrief OFP because I need the route, but I also need the weights. So let me put this on my left side as we configure the weights for our plane. Let's go to payload. Let's see. So there are 5 packs and zero fuel weight is 2620. Fuel is 456 kilos. So let's put it like this. I think that's a bit too much. So it says here 429. Let's put that up 490. Okay, that should be close enough. And the takeoff weight in SimBrief is 3040 kilos. We have 3179, so we're a bit over, but it should be close enough. Yeah, I'll take it. Maybe the other guy here, we can actually have sit here just to put the COG a bit in the center. Yeah, that should work. Good. Okay. So we have everybody in. Door annunciator is off, which means the doors are closed. We have the battery on. Voltage is looking healthy. Oxygen was turned on already. Nav lights are on. Let's go ahead and turn on the radio master because I'll need to check in with ATC, listen to ATIS, get our clearance and everything before we start up the plane. Good. Let me get the frequencies here. Tower is 118.6.
System test okay.
So that's actually the correct frequency, so we can expect some communication from there. But before that, let's tune into ATIS, which is 122.830. I'm looking at the charts. That one. Okay, let me note down the ATIS as it speaks up.
Temperature 11. Dew point 05. QNH 1023.
Sounds Italian, right?
USR conditions. Landing and departing runway 10.
10, okay.
Transition level 070. Bird activity in vicinity of airport.
Bird activity.
Avise on initial contact UAV information Golf.
Golf.
Sestri Airport information Golf. 0908 Zulu. Wind 050 AT9er. Visibility 10 miles or more. Few clouds at 4000. Sailing 5500 bro.
That should be good enough. So we have Golf and we can do a radio check with tower first. Radio check.
November 851 Charlie Lima. Did not copy.
Okay, maybe they're having a hard time with my accent. Anyway, let's try it. Genoa Tower, November 851 Charlie Lima, requesting IFR clearance to Nice.
November 851 Charlie Lima. Did not copy.
Okay, maybe it's proving a bit harder than ever. Let's try that again. Tower, November 851 Charlie Lima, requesting IFR clearance. Okay, that looks good.
November 851 Charlie Lima. Genoa Tower. Expect runway 10, Lagi 6 Foxtrot departure. Squawk 1000.
Expect runway 10, Lagi 6 Foxtrot departure, squawk 1000, November 851 Charlie Lima. Good.
November 851 Charlie Lima. Read back correct. Call me back when ready for start or taxi.
Wilco, November 851 Charlie Lima. So we need to request for startup. November 851 Charlie Lima, ready for engine start.
November 851 Charlie Lima. Startup approved. Call when ready for taxi.
Engine start approved. We'll call when ready for taxi. November 851 Charlie Lima. Good. So we got our clearance, so we can actually turn off our radios again and proceed with startup. Ignition to auto. Boost pump I set to on already. I think that should be good, except the levers we have. Flight idle, full forward, mixture, the condition levers and cutoff. Flaps are up. It should be okay now. Good. Let's go and start. Starter on. Starter, ignition, annunciators. Paying close attention to the NG. NG is climbing. 17.67 and holding. Now we go to low idle. GT peaks out at 753. NG continues to climb, looks good. And at 50% NG, should be able to turn off the starter. Looks good. That to auto. No oil pressure warning. Set that to high idle. And now we should be able to go to turn on bleeds or bleed air and turn on the inertial separator as well. Gyros, strobe. Strobe serves as the beacon, so maybe I should have turned that ahead of time, turned that on. That should be fine. Now since we have the engine started, turn that to auto. Radio master can go on. Autopilot and trims on, and our EFIS switch on as well. Inertial separator is enabled. Looks good. Now let's plug in our flight plan. Let's open SimBrief again.
TAS system test okay.
So from the airport, we are following the Laggy 6 Foxtrot. Is what we were cleared for. Load that departure. And then from there, we join the Quebec 172 airway until Enoba. From there, we join the Z185 to Bordy. And from there, we plug in the airport first. Nice. And then we'll join the Bordy 7 Romeo arrival. We'll see, that probably will get changed later. It depends what ATC will give us. But I'll plug in something just as a placeholder. And then ILS 04 left Yankee to Neras. So the end of the arrival is Neras, and then we have this kind of DME arc until we get to the final approach fix. Slow that approach. Okay. Good. Alright. Are we good to go? Let's see. They didn't give us an initial climb altitude. So we'll follow the departure instead. So departure Lagin 6 Foxtrot is this one. So we'll be departing from runway 10, so here, right? 103 degrees. Above 800 feet, we turn right. And then 180 degrees, fly over Exito. At or above 45, turn right. Anaki at or above 5500. And then Lagin, flight level 09 or 0. Okay, transition altitude is 7,000, so that's consistent with the ATIS that we got. Okay, that's good. So let me plug in 9,000 here for now. And let me also plug in the QNH that we got, which is 1023. So around 20 feet, so that should align with the airport elevation, which is 13 feet. Okay, good. That looks good. Let's also put that here in the standby. 1023. Looking good. Okay. What else? We've been given a squawk of 1000, which is very common here in Europe from what I understand. Let's turn that on. And I think we are good to go. Right. So let me turn on the head tracking so we can look left and right a bit better. Oh, before that, let me maybe plug this in first. So runway heading is 103. I'm using DLSS, so there's a bit of ghosting. Not sure I like it, but it does help with the performance. So we'll have to live with it for now. Good. Okay, 103. So let me turn on track IR. Oh, actually, this is not track IR anymore. This is BMI tracker I'm using. Okay. Ryanair is still there. We have TAP tower here, and what is the departure frequency? Interestingly, they don't give that out here. I'm not sure if that's a European thing. So I'm going to look it up in BeyondATC. 119.6 is the next frequency, so that's correct here. The radar control. Okay. Good. November 851 Charlie Lima, ready to taxi.
November 851 Charlie Lima, runway 10 taxi via Mike. November, Echo 1 Alpha 2 Alpha, Alpha 1 Bravo.
It's a long taxi. Taxi runway 10 via Mike, November, Echo 1, Alpha 2, Alpha, Alpha 1, Bravo, November 851 Charlie Lima. Ooh, let's study that first, 1 second. Okay. Now the chart itself, it's
Genoa
not
Tower,
very...
Itarro 1383, RNAV Alpha runway 10.
That's one of the other planes. So the chart itself, it's not very descriptive. Let's lower the ATC volume so I can speak. But what I can do is I can actually use Navigraph. If I zoom in here, then it should give me that proper instruction. So we've been given Mike, right? So we can just turn to the right, make a U-turn towards Mike. November, so here we turn left, and then we basically go Alpha, and it just mentions Alpha 2, Alpha 3, no, Alpha 2, Alpha 1, Bravo. Okay, so it's straightforward enough. Basically, we make a U-turn, turn left, and then join Alpha all the way to the end. Okay, that looks good. Right, so let's go and taxi. Taxi lights are on. Parking brake. Let's go and do a brake test. That looks good. So let's turn to the right here. Maybe ignore that GPU. That ground power unit. Okay, looking good. Alright. So Mike should be, I think, this one here. Okay. And then November should be this one on the left. Okay. Taxiing this plane is always interesting because of that beta range. So you hardly need to step on the brakes. Just go to beta, although I'm still still adjusting to it, so let's leave it be. In the meantime, let's go ahead and set up our flaps for takeoff. Should see that over here. Yeah, that's set to takeoff. Maybe let's slow down a bit. Good. Rudder trim. A bit to the right. I can see that one. Maybe a bit to the right in between the center and takeoff trim. Let's go back to the center. Now, what I noticed here in 2024, even the taxiing is very nice. You can actually feel the bumps on the ground. You can see as we taxi, it's a bit more bumpy. In 2020, it just like feels very flat, which is quite interesting. Good. Okay. Oh, this is a long taxiway. Where are we now? Halfway there, and maybe I am having a hard time staying center line because I'm too focused on too many things. Let's go ahead and turn on our weather radar. Maybe slant that up a bit as we're climbing. starting to speed now. Slow it down. Oh, someone's landing. It's very cool. Let's look at it from the wing view. Oh. Not the smoothest, but it's a work in progress. Good. Is the hold short? I think this is the ILS.
Exit left at Echo.
There's another hold short line here.
Itarro 1383.
Go back to normal volume for ATC. Oh, was that the hold short line already? Oh yeah, it's quite far. Interesting, I thought that was the like ILS hold short
Itarro
line.
1383, ramp 201 taxi via Echo. Echo 1, November, Mike.
Effectively, looks like we did a runway
Ramp
incursion already.
201 via Echo. Echo 1 November. Mike.
No one saw that.
Itarro 1383.
Okay, let's go and test something first. Test our propeller before we report we're ready for departure. Push it until we get 1900 on the RPM over here. Like so. Yeah, that looks good. And then we'll test the propeller. We'll feather it to see if we have that working. Yeah, propeller goes down. The RPM goes down, and now we're back to 1900. Let's also test out the governor. That propeller falls to 1800. Weather is 10 degrees outside. I won't enable anti-ice just yet. We'll see how that goes later as we climb. Let me lower the volume a little bit because it will get loud as we take off. Good. Tower November 851 Charlie Lima, ready for departure.
November 851 Charlie Lima, Genoa Tower. Wind 050 AT9er, runway 10, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 10 cleared for takeoff, November 851 Charlie Lima. Okay, looks good. Release the parking brake. Let's go ahead and turn on veto heat 1 and 2. Not you, landing lights, and pulse them out. Clear on the right. Clear on the left. Let's go to altitude mode. Altitude reporting. .509 knots on the wind, so it's coming from the left and it's consistent with what we see in the windsock. Looks good. No more annunciators in here, so we're all good. Okay, you guys ready? Let's do our final check. Let me do a gumps check for peace of mind. Gas, yeah, because we have the same level of fuel on both left and right, and we're in the left tank. Undercarriage, we have the takeoff flaps, trims are set, mixture, prop, which is all good. Okay, right, let's do this. So after we take off, push that for takeoff mode so that we get the flight director for the proper pitch. After we take off, we'll do a right turn and follow the navigation. 2000 RPM. Yeah, this looks good. The left aileron deflection. Right rudder. Airspeed's alive. Being careful not to over torque the engine. It's beautiful. 85 knots. Rotate. Looking good. Positive rate. At the brakes. You're up. Looking very nice. Flaps up. No damper on. Let's go to nav mode. And once we get to 140 knots, beautiful, look at that. Wow. Focus. 140 knots, let's go to IAS mode. Very nice. 800 feet.
851 Charlie Lema. Contact Genoa departure 119 decimal 6.
119 or decimal 6, November 851 Charlie Lima. Good, let's switch to the departure. Genoa departure, November 851 Charlie Lima, 1600, climbing by the SID.
November 851 Charlie Lema, Genoa departure, identified, climb to flight level 100.
Flight level 100, November 851 Charlie Lima. Okay. It's looking good.
November 851
Oh, beautiful,
Charlie
look at
Lema,
that.
Fury of course, cleared direct lagging, resume on navigation.
Oop, let's focus. Clear direct Lagan, resume navigation, November 851 Charlie Lima. So they're kind of giving us a shortcut here in a way. Because Lagan is the end of the departure, but they're asking us to go there already, looks like. So let's turn on the autopilot. We lighten the load a bit. Let's go to Lagan, direct, and activate. So we're headed direct there instead of going all the way around. Right? Very good. Alright. Now transition altitude is 7,000 feet, so when we get close to 7,000 I'll switch over. Also, let me double check. We'll be cruising at flight level 170, so I actually have to set this up. Let's hide that. 170, something like this, so that the cabin altitude starts climbing a bit. We expect the cabin altitudes to be around 2,000 feet by the time we get to cruising altitude. Looks good. 0 degrees, so I think it's safer if I start turning on our anti-ice. We still have the inertial separator enabled. That's going to help with the avoiding ice from getting in. The engine. Okay, let me tone down the volume just a bit more. That's looking good. Because I've had instances when I forgot the anti-ice and then my windshield started fogging up. I started icing actually, and that was a bit scary. Okay, weather radar is starting some convective activity, detecting some convective activity on the left, but at least in our path it looks good. So let's keep it like this. 7,000, go to standard, same here.
November 851 Charlie Lema, contact Milan radar 124.925.
124.925, November 851 Charlie Lima. Have a good day. Let's see if they'll reply, or if they'll not understand me. No, they just didn't mind.
Tuner 757, Milan radar, identified, climb to flight level 170.
Beautiful breakout.
Climb to flight level 170, tunnel session success.
Bye, Genoa.
Milan radar, Moonflower 403 Heavy, good day, descending via Expo 1 Papa, flight level 216.
Turn off the pulsing. Actually, I turned off the pulsing while ago.
403 Heavy, Milan radar, identified.
Let's go and check in. Oh my goodness. Yeah, very busy. 1,000 to go. Let's go to 850 mode. so I can push forward and go beyond the 100% torque.
Climb to flight level 180.
But I'll keep the inertial separator on because we're still in clouds mostly.
330 Hotel. Contact Marseille Control 120.85.
Okay, we're leveling out at flight level 100 as instructed. Okay, let me check in.
Wheeling 3 Lima uniform.
Oh.
Descend to flight level 220. Descend to flight level 220. Wheeling 3 Lima uniform.
November 851 Charlie Lima, flight level 100.
November 851 Charlie Lima. Milan radar. Identified. Climb to flight level 170.
Climb flight level 170, November 851 Charlie Lima. Okay, looks good. Let's go ahead and pull that. VS ourselves up.
Ilal 346. Contact Rom radar 131.1.
Maybe climb at 3,000 feet until we get to the airspeed that we want.
Air France 13 Yankee Quebec.
And we're at 10,000 feet, so I can actually turn off landing lights and taxi lights. Looking good. Good. Check our instruments here.
Contact Swiss radar 126.35.
We're not over torquing. NG, ITT, temperature. Looks good. Going beyond 840. Right, our airspeed is bleeding off and we're climbing at 3,000 feet just like we want. Once we get to 140 indicated airspeed, like so, switch it to IAS mode. That will shallow out the climb and keep us in a safe climbing speed. My goodness, the views in this sim. So how have you guys been doing? I know some of you have been waiting for more videos on Flight Sim. Sorry for the delay. Yeah, it was a bit hectic dealing with bugs and dealing with different quirks of the sim. But thanks to Sim Update 1 Beta, things are starting to look more stable. So I'm starting to be happy flying this sim. There was actually a time where I went back to Flight Sim 2020. Let's go in 180 here. Increase the cabin altitude a bit just not to have that too much cabin pressure in here. Pressure differential. Hope the volume is okay with you guys. Not too noisy. If it is, let me know so I can adjust in the next video. And hope the ATC is not too noisy as well. And here are the mountains that we're talking about a while ago that we'll be flying over. Oh, there should be some cities on our left. Some of those coastal cities. If we ever get a break in the clouds, we might just see them. 1,000 to go. Let's go through the checklist just to be on the safe side. And with 2024, we can actually have these fancy EFB checklists now. That's good. Let's see. I skipped a lot of these, but others are okay. I think we can start with this climb. Yeah, observe limits, cabin altitude, cruising altitude plus 1,000. So that's actually what we did here, right? 18,000 here instead of 17,000. Cabin differential pressure, we're right at the edge there, so that's okay. Cabin temperature is set to 22 degrees, so that looks good. Fuel quantity and balance, let's go ahead and check that. Right tank is actually pretty high. Maybe let's shift to that to be on the safe side. Should be automatically done, but there tends to be a bit of difference. There's a bit of tolerance in there. The icing systems, we do have de-ice enabled and inertial separator as well, but maybe we can get rid of it soon. What do you guys think? It is a bit scary though what's in front of us, so let's see if we... The tilt is up, let's go and not put in any tilt, so that blanks out so we see what's in front of us. I think it's the same. Yeah, maybe we can turn off the inertial separator. Let's turn it off, and also the icing. And what we'll have to monitor is that the torque will actually climb bit by bit. You can see it's climbing as the inertial separator is activated. So I'll have to pull back on the throttle. It's still climbing. ITT is well below 840, so we're good there. NG is good as well. Yeah. It's looking pretty good. I think we can keep that. And we can actually do this check thanks to the very fancy EFB. If you look at the engine page, yeah, this is pretty cool. So you see all the details, right, of different parts of the engine, which is beyond my knowledge. But yeah, we have the intake, we have the igniter, and then the exhaust. But what I'm looking at is this FOD. Is that foreign object damage, I think? Intensity 0. So when we get into clouds, into icing, you'll see this will become icing, and then you'll see those ice particles get into the engine, and eventually that might cause some damage, I think. That's why you turn on inertial separator to reroute the air, the foreign objects, to here instead of to inside the engine. They get ejected through here below. But since now there is no foreign object, so it's a good decision to turn off the inertial separator. Although now, oh, this is a good example. Okay, let's see if that changes. So as we go through clouds, let's see if this will change. There, you see FOD intensity, and you can see the ice actually getting into the engine. Not sure if that's enough to cause some damage to it, but yeah, it looks like we're past it now and we're in it again. But yeah, very nice illustration. Shows you the importance of the inertial separator. Yeah, the inertial separator is here, which I think it's this lever here, this bar, and then it kind of covers this part so that the foreign object goes through here instead of goes up there. Good. Right. We're seeing something now. Let's have a look at the wing view. We are seeing some break in the clouds. Some beautiful mountains. And I think we are starting to get some icing on the windshield. Yeah, that's icing. You can see a bit of distortion there. Yeah, I think to be on the safe side, let's turn those on. See where that arrives. It's us. Expect board 7 Romeo arrival, runway 04 left, November 851 Charlie Lima. Yeah, that clears out now. clear as silk, no more distortion.
Contact Malpensa Tower 128.35.
Yeah, maybe let's keep on the anti-ice. We're too close to the clouds.
Over to Tower 128.35. Ryanair Line to
Beautiful.
hotel.
Just speechless.
Charlie. Flight level 339er.
Good.
Ryanair 850 Charlie.
That's
Milan radar.
peak. If we find some nice cities below. No, I think the clouds are too thick. So what we can do in the meantime, let's go ahead and study the arrival. So we've been assigned we've been told to expect a board 7 Romeo arrival 04 left, so it's in line with what we filed, right? So let's see. Okay, we're arriving at Bordy at or below flight level 170. Makes sense. That's why we're at flight level 170 right now. And we'll actually be doing some kind of like a U-turn here, some long arrival. So go straight to Amgel at or above flight level 140, turn left to Mikru, Otoke, Mike November 800, and then Neras will be our initial approach fix. So I'm expecting we'll be given the, I think it's the, what was it? Isles Yankee. And there are 2 Neras transitions here, but I think one of them is the ARC DME. Yeah, DME ARC, 21 DME ARC from Alpha Zulu Romeo from Neras. So Neras is the initial approach fix. We'll be doing a DME ARC all the way until we get in line with the runway, and then we'll turn right. Something along those lines. Start plugging in the ATIS 136.580 and start listening in on the weather we can expect. So 136 580. There we go. Let's listen to both at the same time.
Température 0 Niné. 2.07. QNH 1022. 20. Landing runway 0 for left. Departing runway 0 for right. Transition level 050. Advise en initial contact due à information Zulu.
Zulu? He's definitely French, right?
01, cleared direct in. Crossing radio above 4,000 feet. Clear the LS to runway 35 left.
Wind 010 at 10.
0 at 1.
TBM 10 miles or more.
Crossing the atom above 2,000 feet. Clear the LS to runway 35 left. Bridge 301.
broken. Température 0 Niné. 2.07. QNH 1022.
Okay.
Landing runway 04.
Good. So 04 left is the landing runway. 010 at 10 knots. There's light rain. I think temperature was 9, 2.7 if I understood it correctly. But the QNH is 1022. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. I've noted it down. So we have information Zulu.
November 851, Charlie Lema. Contact Marseille Control 120.85. Have a good day.
120.85. Good day. November 851, Charlie Lima.
November 851 Charlie Lima, Marseille Control, radar contact.
I haven't actually logged in yet. Let's see. Marseille Control, November 851 Charlie Lima, flight level 170 with Zulu. Are they the approach frequency? Maybe?
November 851 Charlie Lima, flight level 170 is your current altitude. May I check your equipment?
Ignore.
November 851 Charlie Lima, board 7 Romeo, runway 04 left. Report ready for descent.
Board 7 Romeo, arrival, runway 04 left. Will report when ready for descent. November 851 Charlie Lima. When are we supposed to descend?
November 851 Charlie Lima, descend to 4,000 feet, QNH 1022.
Descend 4,000, QNH 1022, November 851 Charlie Lima. So I've actually programmed this in the GTN 750. This is the TDM.
November
GTN.
851 Charlie Lima, contact Nice approach 120.655.
Ah, this is the approach. 120.655. Good day, November 851 Charlie Lima. Nice approach, November 851 Charlie Lima. Flight level 170, descending 4,000 with information Zulu.
November 851 Charlie Lima Nice approach. Good day. QNH 1022 expect the ILS Yankee runway 04 left with the nearest transition.
QNH 1022 expect ILS Yankee 04 left with the nearest transition. November 851 Charlie Lima. Good. So I've plugged in, this is the TDS GTN 750XI. I've plugged in the vertical speed required based on the plugged in arrival and approach, and it's saying we only need 600 feet per minute, so I'm following that here. And I actually didn't pull back on the throttle, so we're increasing our airspeed, which is fine. Good. Alright, started our descent, our very shallow descent. Maybe they'll give us a shortcut later on, we'll see. But the airport should actually be to our right, which we cannot see anything because of the clouds. And yes, when we listened to the ATIS, it did seem like there were lots of cloud layers all the way to, I don't know, 3,000 feet maybe. Oh, look at that mountain range though. Beautiful as that hole in the clouds appears. Such a beautiful sim. Good. It's starting to take shape, guys. Yeah, we were pretty disappointed when 2024 first released, but Sim Update 1 Beta is showing a lot of potential, and I'm really happy with the direction it's taking. So it's starting to head towards the right direction. Let's go and do the descent checklist. See, we've done all those. Yeah, look at our fuel now, it's even Steven, that looks good. Descent. Altimeter, not yet, but we do have the QNH noted down, 1022. Cabin altitude is elevation plus 500. Elevation at Nice is 12 feet, so plus 500, so we set it up to 500 feet here. So is it like so? Field elevation plus 500. I'll just put it at sea level like so. Should be fine. Right. De-icing as required. We have them on already. Inertial separator. I do have that turned off. But maybe it's safer to actually pull back on the throttle and start turning that on actually. But I'm not sure if there's a speed limit to the inertial separator, because I've seen the checklist somewhere. I think somewhere here. Yeah, here, inertial separator on under 200 knots. So I'm not sure if that's in general. You shouldn't turn it on above 200. So maybe let's pull back just to be on the safe side. Master caution to let us know inertial separator is turned on now. Looks good. So we'll be doing this AutoK turn right, and then turn right, and then do the DME arc. What I have trouble with my recent flights is capturing the ILS. When I hit approach, it doesn't descend. When I capture the localizer, when I capture the glide slope, it doesn't descend, it doesn't stop. So I don't know, we'll see how that looks later on. But I have an idea. I haven't tried something yet. We'll see how that works. But one step at a time, right? One step at a time. Good. Let's get some louder volume. Is that okay with you guys, or is that too loud? I'll leave it like that. Just so you hear something, feel like you're inside the plane. Can we see anything below? No. Still pretty heavy on the clouds. Okay, those are... That's the sea, I think, right? Yeah. I think so. Good. So 500 feet. So we only need 470 feet. 470 feet per minute. Let's also tilt down the weather radar a bit, maybe around 3 degrees, so we see what's below us. Lots of convective activity. We can see the cabin shaking, but nothing excessive. Should still be good. Very nice. Now I did notice, and I did notice this just now, and I have to pay closer attention to it. Because of the trim we put in, the rudder trim, you can actually see we're not flying coordinated here, so we're wasting a lot of energy. So let me put in some left rudder trim, center that ball. There you go. That should actually give us more performance. There, that's perfect. And the rudder trim is almost at the center now. That's great. Okay, that's good. Right. Yeah, it's a very long arrival. I wonder why they're not giving us shortcuts. But maybe BeyondATC doesn't have that capability yet. At least not on purpose. Earlier we got a shortcut, but I think that was not intentional. But we'll see. So if you look at the cabin pressure, differential pressure is still high, but cabin altitude is almost sea level now, right? And as we descend, that pressure, that differential, we just go lower and lower. So we should be good from a cabin pressure point of view. Looking good as well. 22 degrees inside the cabin, even if it's negative 13 outside, so the bleed air, the air conditioning is doing its thing. Okay, good. So maybe let's study the arrival. We've had a look already, right? Neras. And then at Neras, yeah, we do the 21 DME arc, so we'll measure later that the DME from Alpha Zulu Romeo, I don't know how you read this, what VOR this is, 109.65 is really 21 DME. And the key here is once we get the 218 degrees radial from the VOR, that same VOR, that's the signal to turn right and capture the localizer. So we'll see how that goes, but at this point we should turn right, and let's see if that matches with what the GPS will do. Okay, so what we can do is we can start tracking the VOR, Alpha Zulu Romeo. Let's do this, and nav2, let's do 109.65, and I'll switch it to active, and once I switch it, this should come alive, this VOR2, since we're close enough. There we go, so it's alive, that's good. Over here, it's also plugged in already, 119.65. We are 43 miles away from it. So what I'll do is I will plug this in 218 degrees radial. So 21, this is 220, 219, 218, probably somewhere there, right? Because that's the signal later when we're doing the DME arc, when the crosshairs go in the center, then that means we are exactly at the 218 radial based on what we configured here. And that means we should expect, based on the chart, or that we're here and that we should start turning right and intercepting the localizer. Okay, let's see how that goes. Align the heading. We're still descending. Okay, 11,500. Vertical speed required is 410. Okay, looks good. Okay. Temperature outside, -10. Okay, no problem. We're still in the 850 mode, but I don't think we'll need that anymore. Let's go to the up position, because we're way below the 100% torque anyway. Transition level is 050. That's when we'll switch to QNH. And in the meantime, let's see if we can see land. No, just the sea. Sea everywhere. Okay, fine. Good. Let's start plugging in the frequencies though. So we're in the Nice approach, 120.850. Actually, no, 120.655, my bad. Okay, that's correct. Nice Tower is 118.7. There are actually two of them. Not sure which one to pick, but we'll pick the first one. 118.7. Let's put that on standby so we can switch easy later. Okay. So here, Neras at or above 4,000 feet. We're way above because we still have to do that DME arc anyway. So we'll just do a constant descent, a very slow descent. And let's trim, shallow it out even more, 400 feet per minute. Okay, looking good. How's our speed? Below 200, okay. We have inertial separator to protect against the icing. Going into the engine and the icing everywhere. Looking good there. Okay. Rudder trim needed? No, we're coordinated, that's good. Starting our turn to the right. No scenery whatsoever. IMC. That's okay. Getting close to 10,000 feet. Let's start turning on the landing lights.
November 851 Charlie Lima. Cleared direct Neras. Cross Neras at or above 4,000 feet. Cleared ILS Yankee runway 04 left.
Okay. Direct Neras, cross Neras at or above 4,000 feet. Cleared ILS Yankee 04 left. November 851 Charlie Lima. I hope I got it right.
On aircraft, be advised information Alpha now current. QNH 1021.
1021. Okay, you'll have to listen to the new ATIS. Let's hear it.
0 for left. Departing runway 0 for right. Transition level 050. Advise on initial contact due avec formation alpha.
It's bumpy.
Sur airport information alpha. 100 Nini Zulu. Wind 010 at 13. Visibility 10 miles or more. Light train. Sailing to 400 Broken. 3000 Broken. Température 0 Nini. 2.07. QNH 1021. Landing runway 0 for left. Departing runway 0 for right. Transition level 050.
Okay. Yeah, so looks like the weather changed just a tad. Bit stronger wind, 010 at 13 knots now. Temperature is still the same, 9 degrees. 1021 now. And the clouds are pretty low, 2,200 I think are the lowest clouds. Ceiling, the cloud layers. Good. Okay, so we'll see. Where are we now? Okay, we passed Neras. Delta 117 Yankee. I think this is the start of the DME arc. So we should be turning to the left afterwards. Yeah, so we can expect as we turn left here, this one should be saying 21 miles because we are tuned into the VOR and it's a 21 DME arc. So we have secondary navigations instead of just relying on GPS. So we can double check that we're on the right track. Okay, turning left. And yeah, it's great that the TDS 750 can do the DME arcs well enough on its own. No need for that manual thing where you move 10 degrees every so often. Okay, looking good. It's the temperature outside, -5. Okay, getting warmer as we descend. Still a bit bumpy, quite heavy convective activity there. Yeah, but I can see the bumps starting to increase. Okay, there we go. Starting our DME arc. So by the time we reach this line, once we finish our left turn, once we start leveling off, we should be having a 21 DME arc is what I expect. Okay, start zooming out. Okay, fine. So 26 here. You see anything from there? Can't see the airport yet. And over here, all the water you can think of. Good. Right, let's continue. Yeah, it looks like we're going below the clouds now. Let's double check our stuff here. Pulse lights, we do that once we get to the transition level. Inertial separator is on. Airflow distributor, which one is this again? I think it's somewhere here in the bleed systems. We didn't really touch that, no need. Ignition is in auto, that should be okay. Fuel quantity and balance, yeah, we're all good. They're balanced. And shift to fullest. I think we're still okay. Just leave them be. Let the automatic transfer do its thing. So we're waiting on altimeters to QNH and then pulse lights. And we're getting close to 050. Okay, you can see the arc, right? Me track to it's starting to turn right bit by bit. But what's interesting is why this isn't 21 DME. Am I at the right frequency? 109.65, yes, that's the VOR. I do see it getting closer bit by bit. So maybe that will correct itself as we get closer. Now I have to also start tuning in the ILS frequency. It actually plugged that in for me already here, 109.905, Nice ILS. Actually, November India is the identifier, yeah, and that matches with the chart. So that's correct. Can I make that active now just to be on the safe side? And then I can turn that on here, VOR1. So yeah, that's saying that the ILS is actually that way to our right, which makes sense because that's where the airport is. Right, that's the airport, almost 90 degrees. Almost to our 3 o'clock. Let's see if we can see anything. Still nothing. Okay, fine. It's fine. Good. How are we doing on the altitude? You can actually shallow it out even more, 400 feet per minute. It's a very slow descent, huh? That's fine, that's fine. Slow and steady wins the race, isn't that what they say? Good. Keep it B. Autopilot is doing its thing. What I'm nervous about later is when we try and capture the localizer in the glide slope and it doesn't work. That means I had to hand fly, and we'll see. We'll see. Okay. 6.8, 6.7, getting close to the transition level. Oh, 1 second. Let me see. Yeah, because I'm noticing the ILS I tracked, 109.905, we are 21 miles from it. But the VOR, we're 24.6 miles from it. But I think it should be this one that's 21, based on the chart. So it's saying 21 Demi Arc Alpha Zulu Romeo, which is 109.65. So a bit of inaccuracy there, I think. Unless I'm reading it wrong. Anyway, well, good. Getting close. And we keep an eye on this as well, VOR2. Because the moment this vertical line goes here, that means we should be starting our turn towards the final approach course, which is 042 degrees. Good. So what I'll actually do, because how do I illustrate? So this is 042, right? So we would be here, and then we'll turn right towards 042 degrees. I can actually intercept it at 012 degrees, like 30 degrees offset, right? And then arm the approach, and then it will capture the localizer and then turn right the rest of the way, if it works. If it doesn't, then we'll have to adjust. So maybe what I can do as early as now is already change my heading to 012. Something like so. Yeah. So after we reach the 218 degree radial, once this vertical line reaches here, then we go to heading mode, and then I switch to the localizer. And normally I go to the localizer by pressing the nav here, but I think I might have to change the CDI through here. I'll have to double check which one is the correct one. I tried this one before on the left, this nav mode. It doesn't work. It doesn't capture the localizer to glide slope, but maybe changing the CDI through here is the one that works. We'll try them both. Okay. Looking good. 300 feet per minute now is what we need. All good there. Very, very shallow. And if you look at the pressurization, yeah, altitude is at sea level, and the cabin pressure differential is very low now. It started here at around 600 psi, I think. Right now it's getting closer. So there should be no difference in the pressure outside and inside the cabin when we land. Speaking of landing, maybe let's check the chart there. So that's the approach, that's where we're at right now. And East Tower 118.7 is what I plugged in. Let's see if that's the tower or if it's this one. But once we land, we'll be landing at 04 left here. And maybe we can exit at Charlie 1 if I can brake. If I can use the reverse, the beta. Yeah. If not, then we exit at Fox 1. We'll see. And there's a ground frequency as well. So as soon as I switch to tower frequency, I'll put the ground on standby. If I can remember it, that is. Yes, let's see. One step at a time. Oh, and now we're getting close. Okay, as you can see, 21 DME arc, Alpha Zulu Romeo here. And yeah, the VOR Alpha Zulu Romeo is 109.65. And if you look at the right, now we're getting to the 21 DME arc. Now it's getting correct. Okay, that's much better. Looking good. Okay. getting closer. And 5,000 feet, we're almost there, so let's plug that in. So QNH is 1021. There you go, and do that here as well. 1021. Over on this side. It's close enough. Good. Alright, so now we also turn on our pulse lights. That will allow our landing lights to pulse. I think that improves the visibility. And if I heard correctly, I think that also helps with like avoiding bird strikes. Yeah, because the pulsing kind of makes the birds go away from you. Something along those lines, if I understood it correctly, that is. Or maybe that's just fake news. We'll see. Okay, 300 feet per minute, 1,000 to go before we reach 4,000. Yeah, that's fine. So we stay at 4,000 until we capture the glide slope. And it's a 3-degree descent. That looks good. Missed approach procedure, oh, it's raining. Yeah, it is raining. Okay, this is accurate. This approach procedure, we actually, let's say, climb onto 043 degrees, so that's runway heading at 1.2 DME from the ILS. We turn right onto the 117 radial of the VOR. Okay, climbing to 3,000 feet to Neras. Okay, so 3,000 feet would be the missed approach altitude. At Neras, turn left on 087 to join holding. Okay. It's good enough. Hopefully we'll not need it, but it's good to be prepared. Oh yeah. It's starting to rain. Oh, and you can see the bar actually starting to close in. Right, there it is. So once this goes into the center, we expect we are turning right. Yeah, and that's exactly where this is, this flyover waypoint, and then we turn right. So once we go there, I'll actually switch to heading mode.
Vertical track.
I'll switch to heading mode. And then I'll switch the CDI. Okay. Now they're at the center. Yeah, 218 radial. And now it's turning right. So I'll go to heading mode. To 012. I'll switch the CDI. That's localizer 1. Okay, that's perfect.
Vertical track.
Okay, look. And then we also need the course to be aligned, which is 042. Oh, are we blowing past it? Not yet, but we are getting close. 042, and let's arm the approach. Let's see if it will capture the localizer. There it is. There it is. We're getting close. Oh, it is working. Okay, now it works. Nice. And yeah, we see the approach active in here. We've captured the localizer. So maybe I should have clicked this CDI on the GTN 750 instead of this nav. Because now it's working. Good. Start slowing it down. Pull back on the throttle to go below 178 knots. Let's go through the checklist. Altimeters at local. Pulse lights before landing. Cabin lights off. Altimeters are correct. Decision height is 300 feet. I think do it here. I can click it. 1 second. There we go. 300 feet. We're not using the radio altimeter. It's the baro. There you go, 300 feet. Yeah, fuel quantity and balance. The right one is more full. Let's switch to the right tank. Yeah. Inertial separator is already on. Prop lever is max RPM. Okay, landing gear, approach. Okay, so it can go to approach flaps now, or below 178, so flaps 1 notch. And then when our glide slope, when we're 1 dot away from the glide slope, I'll start putting down the gear. Okay. There we go. 1 dot away. Gear coming down. Suspense. Okay, 3 greens, all good. Alright. So now we look if the glide slope will get captured as we get on that dot. It is. Okay, nice. Okay, I'm happy. Yeah, glide slope is alive. Actually, glide slope has been captured even. But how come we are not being... Okay, we should get transferred to tower soon. It should be handed over to tower soon. Okay. The missed approach altitude was 3,000 feet, so let's set that. I'm pulling back on the throttle so we go below 120 knots, so we can go to full flaps when we're ready. Maybe around 3 miles away, we'll do that. "10 miles away, should get handed over to tower soon. Maybe we can report that we're established. November 851 Charlie Lima, established on the glide slope.
November 851 Charlie Lima, roger.
Okay, they're not handing us over yet.
November 851
Oh, there we go.
Charlie Lima. Contact Nice Tower 118.7. Bye-bye.
Okay, it's the correct frequency. 118.7 by November 851 Charlie Lima. East Tower, November 851 Charlie Lima, ILS 04 left, established. Wow.
November 851 Charlie Lima.
Cannot see anything.
Wind 010 at 13, runway 04 left, clear head to land.
04 left, clear to land, November 851 Charlie Lima. So maybe let's prepare for, in case we need a missed approach. I'll tune in the missed approach radial, which is 117 degrees. That's 120,987. Something like that. Should be close enough. Okay, 7 miles away. Okay, I see the ground. I see a huge roundabout there. Okay, I see Nice. I guess that's the city. Okay, that's a good sign. And it did say that the ceiling or the lowest clouds are 2,200, so we should be breaking out soon, hopefully. And maybe I go to full flaps at 5 miles. Alright, landing lights looks good. Okay. So if I look in front, still nothing. On the side, we do see the city, but no runway in front just yet. Good. Yeah, I'll do it at 5 miles. So we can have more time to be established on the proper speed, proper rate of descent. And we are getting wind coming from the right a bit, which will change because the winds at the runway are 010, so it should be coming from the left. I nice shoreline. If only the weather was good. Oh, I see something. Okay, I think I see the PAPI lights. That's one for the 04 left and 04 right. Yeah, it looks good. 4.5 miles away. Let's go ahead and go to landing flaps. Oh, I see the runway. Okay, looks good. Yeah, and we are crabbed all the way to the right. So I'm expecting the wind will still change as we get closer. There it is, the sudden change. Now it's starting to shift to the left. And now we're starting to crab to the left. Beautiful city in front. We're a bit slow. We approach at 90 knots. 85 knots. Let's go 90 knots to be on the safe side. And the weather is... okay, we're under the clouds. That's good. How's the 10 degrees? Okay, we actually don't need anti-ice. But we do need the inertial separator, so we'll keep it. 90 knots, stable. Looks good. Okay. Autopilot disengaged. Turn off yaw damper. But the flight directors I'll leave there, just so I have guidance. Bit high. Adjusting. 2 reds, 2 whites on the PAPI in front. That looks good. Small adjustments. Okay. Looking good. Bit low. Adjusting. Okay, 2 reds, 2 whites again. Look at the city in front of us. Look how crisp that is. And I'm in DLSS. This is not even DAA. Oh, this is DLSS, the...
500.
The 310, like the DLSS 4, I think, or almost 4. Anyway, let's focus on the landing first. Because I am low. Bit more power. To the left. There we go. Okay. Now we're getting a bit too high. Just okay, let's start adjusting, capturing the light slope. And continue. Looks good. Alright. Go to idle. Just let it land. Balloon a bit. Oh wow, look at how much I'm being pushed to the left, to the right because of the winds. Okay. Cursor.
November 851 Charlie Lima, exit left next available taxiway.
Exit left to the next available taxiway, November 851 Charlie Lima. Okay, so we missed Charlie 1, so we'll have to go straight all the way to Foxtrot. Yeah, that was a nice crosswind practice. I should have been more way on the left because as I reached that flare, the plane was getting pushed by the wind, so I ended up being way off center line. Very interesting. And we're getting all these traffic warnings because of the planes on their apron, I think. And this is a custom airport, I think. Right? Yes. Very nice. Looking good. Welcome to Nice, guys. Although my frames are starting to get hectic.
November 851 Charlie Lima, contact ground 121.705.
Oh, that's the one I forget, but that's okay. I have time. Ground 121.705, November 851 Charlie Lima. Okay. Welcome to Nice, everyone. We made it in one piece. I'll take it. Let me turn this just to on. Ground November 851 Charlie Lima, vacated 04 left at Foxtrot 1. Request taxi.
November 851 Charlie Lima. Welcome to Nice Côte d'Azur Airport. C'est parking or advise if need assignement.
Any ramp will do. November 851 Charlie Lima. Turn off the weather radar.
November 851
That's
Charlie
all.
Lima. C'est again ramp number.
I need assistance here.
We'll take any ramp, please. November 851 Charlie Lima.
November 851 Charlie Lima. Ramp 100. Taxi at pilot's discretion.
Taxi at pilot's discretion, ramp 100, November 851 Charlie Lima. Turn off the flight directors. Looks good. Okay. Now the taxi instructions are a bit weird. So I'll basically just stop somewhere here on the left. Yeah, just somewhere here. I think we get the picture. Alright. That was a nice flight. Thank you everyone for joining me. How long is the video already? Oh my goodness, 1 hour and 30 minutes. Sorry for taking this long, but yeah, I wanted to show every bit, every part of the flight. I should have probably turned left, but let's just stop here. I think that's good enough, right? Good. Parking brake is set. Let's go and turn off the traffic light, taxi light rather. How do you shut this thing down? Let me try and remember. Let's turn off the avionics. Good. Turn off the bleeds. Go to low idle first. Ignition off. Oxygen off. And now we can shut down the engine. Cut off. Very nice.
All aircraft be advised d'information Bravo non current. QNH1021.
Good. The quiet. Inertial separator, actually the heaters can actually go off as well. Okay, and now any warnings, any differential on the pressure? No, so they can open the doors safely. Very good. Welcome to Nice, everybody. Let's go and stretch our legs. One of the benefits of 2024. Stretching legs is now possible. There you go. Not sure why there's still a pilot in there though when I'm here. Oh my goodness, the frames in this airport. Ay ay ay. Okay, maybe we'll need to end it here then. Let's just face the TBM. Thanks guys for joining me on this flight. Looking forward to the next one, and in the meantime, happy flying everybody. Stay safe, and any findings, any interesting stuff, let me know in the comments. I still check regularly. Oh my goodness, very slow.